Mr. Gatti serves the same recipes that were created 53 years ago. We only serve fresh food. We're really dedicated and committed to families and to a family experience. So not just good food, but really having an entertainment opportunity for families. My name is Jim Phillips, and I'm the CEO of Mr. Gatti's. It was started by a guy named James Ure.
He was a light colonel in the Air Force.
The company was named after his wife's maiden name, Gatti.
The story is that they had a contest to name the store. He announced himself the winner and named it after his wife, Patty. She's the namesake for the Mr. Gatti's. My name is Charlie Kaminsky. I'm Vice President of Operations for Mr. Gatti's Pizza. I was fortunate enough to work with Colonel Ure for quite a few years. When I first got hired, I spent a lot of time with him, learning Gatti's, just absorbing his passion for the brand.
Fairly early on, he sold the brand, brought in some partners, and moved it from Stephenville, Texas to Austin. And after a short time, L.D. Brinkman bought it. And it was really under his ownership period that this idea of combining food and a family experience through gaming was married. And he grew the brand significantly over a number of years, then sold it to a true private equity firm, but they had a fairly rocky period of ownership and ran through 8 CEOs in a 10-year period. And that's about when we came along. Decided 7 years ago we weren't ready to quit and wanted something that we would own and operate through the end of our careers.
It's been a blessing. Yeah, that's really all it is. We've been incredibly fortunate.
It's pretty unusual to have a 53-year-old food company in the United States. That really is what attracted us to it, was the fact that it had such a strong set of franchisees who are responsible for building a great brand.
We're not going to be successful unless the individual franchisees are successful.
As the franchisor, we only have one source of income, primarily, and that's royalties. When COVID first hit, we were all assured would be closed and back to normal in 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks turned into 2 years, and for anybody in business, particularly a restaurant, that counts on foot traffic and people coming in and enjoying the great food, and in our case, great games, it's just devastating.
Jim and I recognize that our decisions are going to impact all of our franchisees. And, we take that very seriously. It was incredibly hard on them. They stuck with it. They worked hard. The supply chain wasn't there. So we had to be creative in how we pivoted and addressed the needs that presented themselves every day.
In the last 3 years, we've sold almost 70 franchises. So we've essentially doubled the size of the company during COVID. I think it's a tribute to our franchisees. They're the ones who built the brand. They're the ones who didn't give up, who kept going day in, day out during that tough period. Our success is 100% tied to the success of our franchisees. If they do great, we do great. And even in that environment, we didn't have a single franchisee even 1 month late in payment of royalties or the obligations they had to the brand. Honestly, it's a huge blessing.
To have a brand like that can survive and thrive during COVID is unheard of.
Our stores were all closed for 4 or 5 months. I'm very proud to say that our sales are now above 2019.
It's hard to explain. This brand has so much nostalgia and mystique around it, and people are passionate about it.
You get to know everybody by name. If you don't know them by name, you know their favorite pizza. I think that's part of what Gatti's is about. It's the culture of connection. That connection to people is what I think drove us and keeps us in this business.
Anybody who loves Gatti's, I feel like they are diehard from the start. It's like a childhood memory.
And I really think that that's the key to this brand, is creating memories. And I think that that memory is why the brand is on such a resurgence. I think that the Getty's brand is getting ready to just take off. I do.
And now it's time for a rebirth of the concept is the way I really feel about it.
I look forward to it becoming larger, our brand becoming more valuable.
I'm so proud of Jim and KC today for doing what they're doing and expanding this brand, because the expansion of the brand with successful franchisees adds value to the brand.
We've always had a good team. This is probably the best team I feel like we've ever had. That's the story of everyone in the system. They are solid, good people that work hard. It's the legacy of the brand. You've got to do it right.
Casey and I very much view ourselves as stewards of this story, this brand.
Every time I look at a new product, it's like, what would the Colonel say? What would the Colonel's reaction be about this product? I think he'd be proud of Gatti's right now.
If we didn't sell another franchise to a new franchisee, we have the core ingredients right now in our Mr. Gatti's family to see the company grow to 1,000 units. But I think we will continue to sell new stores. As a matter of fact, we hit our forecast of franchise sales in August, and we're still selling.